This is Religion in the News, sponsored by Wish TV, in cooperation with the Church Federation of Greater Indianapolis.
Good morning, I'm J.R. Ryder. Welcome to our April edition of Religion in the News. Joining me today is Carol Sissom, Merlin Gonzalez, Faith James, and Lori Cobian. We have a great show for you today as our guests weigh in on how to lose those unwanted pounds, a miracle on a cruise ship, the benefit of the Indiana Service Challenge, a heartwarming childhood story, and an upcoming Praise and Worship Conference. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Religion in the News. I'm J.R. Ryder. My guests today are Zachary and Susanna Francis. They're the founders of One Heart Arts Ministry. Welcome to Religion in the News. So you're actually not strangers here. We're happy to have Susanna as one of our volunteer administrators helping out with the program. But we're here today to talk about your ministry and something that you're bringing to the city. Tell us a little bit about the Caritas. Make sure I pronounce it correctly.
Yes. Caritas is a worship and arts conference that takes place in Chicago. They're on their 19th year this year. It's a wonderful ministry that is going on up in the Chicago area, and they bring together artists in all different areas: dance, worship, vocal, theater, visual arts, literary, film, and more. The workshops are amazing, and it's just a wonderful time for ministry to happen. Our ministry, One Heart Arts Ministries here in Indianapolis, is privileged to be able to bring a small version of the Caritas Worship and Arts Conference. It's 100+ workshops up in Chicago. We're bringing the short version here to Indianapolis, which is 25+ workshops in the same area. And the Lord has just really opened the door in amazing ways. And we have a fantastic faculty. We have workshops going throughout the full day. And then as well, in the evening, we're going to have a free worship and arts, a worship, praise and worship service that will last for the end of the evening.
And you have a variety of workshops, and you say you have several to choose from.
Yes, a variety. As I said, those areas of dance, worship, vocal, theater, literary, and visual arts, and even tech. We're just so blessed. We have a combination of the regular Caritas faculty from Chicago, as well as people right here in Indianapolis that are coming alongside that are going to minister through their giftings.
We actually have instructors from 5 states coming.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay, so this is not just
it's not just local or even just Chicago. We have people from Las Vegas, from Louisville, coming up to teach. Really excited about it though, because you know, in my own church, the way I worship is always muted because it's not because I want people to focus on the Lord and not myself.
Okay.
And I know as an artist, I'm not alone in that. But when you go to a place, when we went to Caritas the first time, we really wanted to bring this to Indianapolis because I found people are dancing, while people are painting, while people are drawing, while people are just singing, and you realize nobody's focusing on you. So then there's like a direct channel to the Holy Spirit there. And I'm telling you, when you have that kind of communication and vulnerability, life changes. And things change in your life. And so we're so excited to bring that to Indianapolis.
And it actually derived or came from Chicago, is that correct?
That's correct. The original conference has been going on. This is the 19th year up in Chicago with 100+ workshops.
Now, I know we're getting low on time. I'm going to make sure we put your contact information up. Give us the website and some information on how they can register.
The website is directly through the regular Caritas site. It's caritas.com/Indy. It's make sure you put that capital I, Indy, 13.html, and that'll take you to our direct page. It has videos, a promo video, as well as videos of the workshops and the faculty. It really gives you a good overview of the workshops, descriptions of the workshops and the departments.
Sounds like one powerful event. Yes. Zachary and Susanna, thank you for being our guests today on Religion in the News. Yes. Carol, now to you.
Thanks, JR. Good morning. I'm Carol Sissom, and my guest today is Shannon Chastain. She is here to talk about an amazing weight loss program. Welcome to Religion in the News.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming to our show. I know we have a lot of viewers who are excited to hear about the key to losing weight, but you have a story. You have an amazing story, and I know it takes a lot of courage to tell your story, and it's not the average weight loss story.
Right.
But I want to start from the beginning. And I know we have some pictures of you prior, before and after. You lost almost 100 pounds, 80 to 100 pounds.
Yes.
It took you about a year to lose it, and we want to hear how you lost it.
Of course, I watched what I ate. You know, you hear that a lot, that you have to watch your diet. Truly, it was a spiritual journey. It was more getting connected with the Lord and getting healing from the depression that caused the weight gain in the beginning.
So you had an emotional healing.
Yes.
That was the trigger, and as you told me, the weight just fell off.
Yes, yes. I didn't really have to try that hard, because once the Lord started healing my heart, the weight started coming off. I was filling my spiritual needs, so I didn't need to fill myself with food.
I know one of your stories you told me that you used to come home from work every night, sit in the recliner, watch TV, and eat nonstop for hours.
Yes, yes.
And
never,
how did you break that?
basically, just the Lord just changed my heart. When I gave my heart to the Lord, He just started doing a work in me, and there were more important things than sitting in that chair and eating that food.
I know you wanted to talk about, as the weight started to come off, you went through a recovery program that you wanted to share, and you have a little
Yes.
certificate here. But tell us about the recovery that you went through.
Okay, originally I gained the weight. I had an abortion and got very, very depressed. And because of that, started eating a lot, all the time, just trying to fill that. And I went through
Cover the pain.
Yes, to cover the pain. And I was introduced to a Bible study through what is now Life Centers. And I went through a Bible study for post-abortive women. And one of the things they had us do was pray what we believed the sex of the child was. And I prayed and very clearly knew that it was a boy. They had me name the child, and I named him Stephen, not knowing what Stephen in the Bible did, just knowing that I wanted my son to have a biblical name because I had gotten saved in that time. So later I found out that Stephen gave his life for the gospel.
That's awesome. I know your story is not the average weight loss story, but it's
Yes.
what brought you healing and what caused the weight to fall off. And thank you
Yes.
for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Back to you, Faith.
Thanks, Carol. Good morning. I'm Faith James. Who says that miracles only happen on 34th Street? Well, my guest had one happen on a cruise ship. You don't want to miss her story next when we return. Welcome back to Religion in the News. My guests today are Britton and Brock Jenkins. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So we all know that last Sunday was Resurrection Sunday.
Yes.
But you all have a resurrection story of your own. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, in 2012, on October the 14th, we took a family vacation and we went on a cruise. And prior to us ever leaving port, my husband and I were sitting up on the balcony, just resting and trying to relax, get ready, and unwind. And I had noticed my son was very frantic. And this is where I'll let him take it from there so that he can let you know what happened.
Tell us what happened, Brock.
I saw a little girl, her name was Olivia. She drowned. She went to the bottom, and I jumped in, I dove in, and I got her from the bottom, and I put her on the ledge of the boat. Well, not on the ledge of the boat, like on the pool deck. And then I went to go get her grandpa, but she fell back in. And then
She had fallen back in the water because of the wave and the moving of the ship. And at that point, I had noticed the frantic, so I ran over and checked on her. And at that point, she was out of the water, mass confusion, people had her. And at that moment, she was probably 3 or 4 times the normal size of any 2-year-old little baby should be.
Wow.
She was black and blue. She had been gone for a while. And so there was an individual who had her, and we don't remember just because of the chaos who was holding her, but they laid her down in front of Pastor and myself, my husband, and they laid her in front of us. And I just began to speak in tongues. I prayed in the Holy Ghost, and I laid my hands on her, and my husband spoke in the natural, and he commanded life to come inside of her. And at that moment, water began coming out. She began losing everything that she had for lunch. And at that moment, God breathed life right back into her. So what was dead was now brought back to life.
Okay, and speaking of that, because of time, you guys are having a healing service coming up on the 28th. Tell our viewers real quick about that.
Miracle service on April the 28th at the Church of Acts. We're going to be having an impactful, we believe this year, 2013 is a year of dunamis power. Dunamis is resurrection power, and on April the 28th, we believe that God is going to pour out his healing service at the Church of Acts.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. And Brock, thank you so much for being a strong little help the girl survive. Back to you, Merlin.
Thank you, Faith. Good morning. I'm Merlin Gonzalez. My guest today is Indiana Service Coordinator for CWAM, Companies with a Mission, Jackie O'Keefe. If you are a company, you have employees, and if you are from nonprofit organization, you don't want to miss this. So, Jackie, thank you for coming over today.
Thank you for having me, Merlin.
So tell us what's happening in May.
All right, well, we are in the middle of an exciting challenge called the Indiana Service Challenge, and what it is it gives businesses the opportunity to go out and serve nonprofits that they care about in hopes to win them some much-needed funds. Companies with a Mission is giving away $200,000 to local charities through this challenge, and here's how it works. We just ask for the companies to form groups of about 3 to 8 colleagues. Okay. They go out and find a charity that they're passionate about and spend anywhere from a couple of hours to a couple of days serving them. As they're serving, we just want them to capture some photos or some video of their service project and then upload that video onto our website.
Okay.
They're going to answer a couple of questions talking about the charity that they served, what they do with the money. Yeah. And then we have a panel of independent judges that will look at those entries and decide who wins the money.
Very exciting. So there is still time to register, right?
Plenty of time. The deadline is May the 10th.
May the 10th.
So by then you need to complete your service, upload your final submission. However, we do encourage people to go to our website right now, spend about 30 seconds registering so that we know that you're interested.
And your website is?
It is www.cwamservicechallenge.com.
So we're really excited about this. Now, this is your second year, right?
It is our second year. Last year, we gave away $100,000, and the turnout was so fantastic that we've doubled the funds to $200,000.
Wow. So if you are a nonprofit, or you own a company, or you work for somebody else, tell them about this. Just go to cwam.com, and you will find more information for a chance to win some money for your nonprofit organization. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Merlin. Good morning. I'm Lori Cobian. When we return, my guest shares a childhood testimony you don't want to miss. Stay tuned.